Hi, my friends. How are you? How are you doing? Having a great day? Okay, this is Goiana Ferreira from United States, from Florida. We are going to have a great summer camp, and you're very welcome to join this opportunity. I'm going to give you some information here and some updates at the end of the video, the orange part, okay? So please share this video with all principals, parents, because then they know who will be the right person to send this information, school owners, and schools of all types, all educational sites, right? Preschools, schools, adult education, university, okay? Here are basic guidelines for schools in general, but the other ones make adjustment for what it's needed. So you can send to teachers so they can also talk to the owners of the school they work. Okay? All right, my friends. So this document I wrote here I was trying to look for a place to offer this workshop here, but we are moving on. Nobody answered. Nobody can receive this summer camp option I offered, and I can't go too far away to cold places, so I want to stay here in a warm area south of United States. And but you're gonna make a few adjustments related to price, related to a few other details. But for the rules and guidelines, you're gonna follow exactly what I'm saying for security reasons. Okay? All right. So please share this video with everyone, and let's go to the updates. At the end of this video, you're gonna see another orange part that's recorded with the some updates. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your cooperation sharing this video. Thank you. Okay, the best way you can have an owner, right, educational site owner, is to ask someone to type everything really fast, such as high school students or the parents or a teacher that's available, volunteer, okay? Type everything, translate everything, and then you go to the end of this video where I have another orange part with updates, okay? So for us to be even safer and even better for all countries, everywhere, for all types of educational sites, because we want families together all the time, okay? All right. Hi, my friends. Okay, here we are. All right, I have a few updates for this work that we are offering for summer camp, right? So, updates for this version I already sent you, this document I already sent you, okay? All right. So in a few words, the parents gonna decide if they have children belongs to preschool and children belongs to school, they're going to decide which one they will be coming. If they are, for example, part of the adult education, they're elders or young people that are learning how to learn English, or they're getting prepared to go back to university, whichever it is, they're going to decide which of these educational sites they're going to enjoy, to be part of, okay? Because they cannot go everywhere, it's going to be too hard, okay? So the objective is parents come for only 4 hours in the morning or only 4 hours in the afternoon, and the other part of the day they have to work, or if they're free, they're going to study other things from our organization. Okay, because some parents, they are kind of okay, work just a little bit and or online, or they already have money, don't need to work right now. Okay, so they're not staying at the schools the whole day. All right, so you're gonna have some families in the morning, some other families in the afternoon. Join your program, help to clean up the school, right? Your educational side, the 2 days cleanup that you are going to explain a few words as well. You can do already on the first 2 days. That's very important. You're also going to move. If you don't have enough space to plant a lot of food, many edible gardens and fruit trees, you have to move. Or if you have a land right beside your school, that can be used on the sides or on the back, that's okay. Why is that? Because, my friends, we cannot keep purchasing food from other states, other countries, even from other continents, right? That make no sense, okay? All right, so here's the guidance also for land. You're going to make sure you register the families with all their documentation. So one of the things I said, don't accept parents afterwards. Yes, you can accept parents afterwards. The first 2 days or so, or 4 days, 2 or 4 days, right? Because then you're going to stay with those families. No more than 4 days, because going to be too hard to keep registering. Let's focus with the ones you have, because then the work is faster. You know, as soon as they have the information they need, they have the documentation, you're safe. Because remember, you're going to have adults and children together. So you need their background check, fingerprint, everything. That's going to be needed anyways for the new school year, for the North Hemisphere, and for those in the South Hemisphere coming back to school. That's a new orientation. You need a drug, 10-panel drug test, and everything else. So they're going to need that anyway. So focus with the families. They're going to be registering in 2 or 4 days, according to reality. Okay? All right. The other thing, you're going to accept only the families that really live close by, up to 1 kilometer away. Okay? Why? Because that's how going to be in the future anyways. No family cars. No family cars. Okay? So if the family lives up to 2 kilometers away and want to help these 2 weeks, that's okay if they can walk or run. If they have older children or teens, that's okay. But they cannot be registered for August, because we want to be sustainable. They have to find a school close, or even open a new one, right? Open a new school close to their homes. Okay? Great, my friends. Talk to you soon. And get everything ready for the planting. The plant is the second most important thing. Why? Because everyone's going to be outside, going to be healthy planting, going to be really enjoying this great moment. So that's the most important thing after the cleanup. But they can be done at the same time, right? Some people are going to be cleaning up the classrooms, the libraries, and they have to take turns, right? So 2 hours inside, 2 hours outside for everyone. So everyone, not going to be burned with the sun because it's kind of strong. And they're also not going to be 4 hours inside. So this is very important. From children to the principal, 2 hours inside, 2 hours outside. Okay? And they're going to flip and take turns. Okay, my friends, so get everything ready. Start organizing your teams. with the 10 departments. So get 10 couples, 10 teachers and their spouses, or parents and their spouses, married couples, focus on married couples, and each one already gonna be kind of organizing the 10 departments. Okay, it's not a decision yet. You still have a few days, right, to make a decision. Use a principle, and you're gonna see how everyone gonna be doing, because that's not just to have someone that knows so much about that area. It's also see if that person is kind, is respectful, is polite, dress up nice, and everything that I already said in other videos. Okay, so it's to have everything as possible, but they can already sign up. And those couples that you already gonna choose the best ones to be the 10 department directs, they're gonna have an assistant. All right, so by the end of the month, by the 28th, you're gonna decide who gonna be the real one, the couple with the most capacities, or the assistant that has the most capacity. Who is the best for that place? All right, okay. So, and of course, the other teachers, you can have a meeting. We're not doing vote because, that's not necessary. I think we can do vote. Yes, you can do vote. Have special days, to be talking about, and see also how they are at their area, work area, how they are professionally working in these positions, how they are at meetings. They cannot be shy. They have to be very communicative, have good health. Okay, so that will be really great, my friends. Okay, so here it is, the document, and the update is at the end, at the orange recordings. Thank you. Dear school principals of all countries, my name is Goiana Ferreira. How are you doing? Okay, this is a great, awesome summer camp to families. So here's the basic information to the school principals. If you're a parent or teacher, please forward. And you can be in charge of this camp if you follow all the rules and guidelines. So let's do this camp now in July. From the 14th until the 28th. And will be a real great gift. Let's do it. There are many, many families inside the houses, and let's get outside and have fun. So this is a letter to the parents, okay? From preschools, schools, adult education, universities, let's do it. Everyone invite their students, their staff members, okay? First, to have fresh air, renew cells, and have workout and have fun outside, and of course plant a lot of food. Okay, so this is the basic information, and you cannot change the requirements, but according to a reality, if you are in a rainy season, if you have a cafeteria or not, just for some meetings. But for sure, we need at least 2 computers or so for the older students, parents, grandparents to be typing, okay? All right. And it's good as a practice as well, even that the version you write, you're not going to send to us, but to practice, to improve, okay? So all teenagers and adults going to be writing about all departments. So they can do some at home, using their cell phone with voice typing. Okay, this program, some cell phones have them. Okay, so the families that are willing to come to have our conference, our president conference, United States or in Brazil, need more requirements. You're going to see in another video. Okay, so I put here even the price, I put the things according to our reality, but as I said, for rules and guidelines, gonna be the same for everyone, okay? All right, so let's invite everyone, let's plant a lot of food and have fun, right? Okay, you can also have songs outside, dances, create choreographies, and also plant, prepare the soil, plant food, have water, fun games, right? And put the sprinklers on and take the grass out and plant native grasses. Okay, yes, let's get ready, my friends. I'm sorry, quite many details I didn't have time to go over, but here's the basic information. You can translate and send to the parents, all right? You don't have to send all this information. You can just send the rules and guidelines, okay? Because this is the letter I sent for some local schools here for me to offer this program here. So the main thing for your families, it's for you to have all the rules and guidelines, okay? Here it is, my friends. So talk to you soon. Let's get ready, purchase some garden items, and invite the families. Choose the best teachers and parents to lead their groups, because everyone's gonna have their own parents together. No children gonna be alone. And I see you soon. Thank you. Okay, my friends. So here I have some updates related to this document that hopefully you already translated and already read and have the basics, right? Okay. So the first one is for teens. We are not having teens by themselves, even that they're awesome, even that they're polite, respectful. Their parents have to come and be there at the school. Why is that? For safety reasons. And families need to be together at all times. If they are 2 hours inside, they are 2 hours inside with their own children, teens. If they are, and grandparents. If they're outside, they are outside for 2 hours with their children, babies, grandparents, teens. Okay, that is very important. No teens by themselves. Okay? All right. Update number 2. Only accept your own registered families, the families that you already know, okay, that are coming to you, because it's better you have less families that you trust and you know about them, how they are, instead of having volunteers from the neighborhood you never saw before, even that they look great, okay? So we are having only the following people I'm telling you right now. So register families, those that already attend your community for at least a month or so, right? The ones you really trust. Okay. The school staff that you really trust. If you have doubt with anyone, you just say, I'm sorry, we are having this summer camp, I cannot receive you. Just be honest. Don't think you're going to hurt their feelings because you don't want anyone you don't trust, you don't really trust. Send them home, that's fine. Say, sorry, I can't have you for this 2-week summer camp. All right, the other ones you can invite are personal friends. You, the owner, because you're still in charge. You did not give your school to the STEM department directors yet, right? That's our objective. Okay, so your personal friends that you really, really trust. And of course, live close by, because no one gonna be coming family cars, okay? All right. And then family members, your own siblings or nephews or your own parents, grandparents, your own children that you really trust. Not because they're family, you can trust them, right? Okay, so there it is. Now, update number 3. So we have the 2 days cleanup. The 2 days cleanup, I have quite many videos already posted, okay? So you're going to clean up the library. Probably is not going to be any book left, or almost no books left. The only ones you can keep, even that in the future we're going to have better ones, are the ones related to gardening, okay? To gardening, how to plant in your area, or the ones that are medicinal, or the ones that talk about their nutrition, So those books, it's okay. And if you have one book that's 100% positive, the story is 100% positive, or it's just a few sentences here and there, you can cross it out, then it's okay. And then you can do a better cleanup afterwards when the new books arrive. Because no one needs books right now. Okay? No one needs books. The parents gonna be telling their young children up to 4th or 5th grade the stories from their childhood, good things they did when they were a child. That will be perfect stories for many, 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 many weeks until the new books arrive, okay? So no books unless they're 100% good until the new ones arrive. Okay, all right, so we're gonna clean up the library, all these electric things. You're just gonna keep the vacuum cleaner until you take off the carpet, right? So what else you're gonna do? You're gonna take all fans, gonna be only fans at the ceiling, cut off and take out all the carpet and start doing the best you can, right? Because you have only 2 weeks. You are not going to start things and leave them in the middle of the way. You're just gonna be reasonable and do cleanups that are possible. The carpet's possible, these basic things. Objects. Some classrooms are full of stuff that are not needed or not paused. So you're going to check the other videos for you to have a good orientation and be ready for these 2 weeks cleanup. They finish at 6 o'clock of the second day. Okay? All right. So for schools and preschools, you can register your families and focus on a plan, and then you have 2 days cleanup. Because it's going to be too hard to do one thing, the other, one thing another, because you have to check their documentation, make sure they're good, they're right. They need to do fingerprint at the local police station or at your own if you have a safe one done at your own business. Okay, you're going to see all these things. You have to purchase the 10-panel drug test. They sell online. Many little plastic containers, or you're gonna send them to a proper clinic if the price is reasonable and if it's really close by, because you're gonna do for many families, so it might be worth it for you to do over there and get someone to be in charge of that and check. Okay, so take the toys out that are not good, take all these electronics that are not needed. Of course, gonna keep the computers and things like that. Some teachers' desks are full of stuff. Some teachers' cabinets are full of materials that companies send for free. Okay, and everything else is already posted in other videos. So in a few words is that. All right, now number 4, start your garden work, right? So the same time you're doing the 2 days cleanup, you can already start the garden work. See what tools you have, the seeds you have, make a plan. If you only, of course, if you're going to stay there, or you're already going to start searching up where you're going to move to in a better location with a lot of land. Get the teens, the parents, and make calculations how much land you need according to the sun exposure, how hot it is, right? Because there are different places in our planet that you cannot just go online. You have to search it up quite some time to have a better definition. Because if you are located in a tropical or subtropical country, you need less land because food grows faster, much faster. Okay, we are not going to have vertical gardens. We are going to plant on the floor, and we can even have a greenhouse and a nursery. That's okay, because some places are way too hot or way too cold. Okay? All right, the other thing you have to calculate is how many students you have and how much they eat, because very different if you have a preschool or middle and high school students that eat much more, okay? And what type of things that are grown, because you need a variety of things. You need fruits, vegetables, lots of herbs to put the mosquitoes away, keep them out, right? And roots and everything. You need a variety, seeds, nuts, every different thing you need, a variety to have a lot of biodiversity, okay? All right, so you made your decision. So the number 4 is garden with a decision. So garden calculation, sorry, that's the number 4. Garden calculation and make a decision if you're gonna move or stay there. And you have to clean up anyways, right? So if you move, you're just gonna clean up the basics, paint really well with the very strong paint, or the next person doing a new business can paint themselves, that's fine. Just do what you can, but you're gonna offer the summer camp there anyways, right? To talk about and dance together and have until you already have the new location, and you need to be transferred, depending if it's a fast decision, depending on the country you are, location, and all these details. Okay, so you got the land calculate of how much food you have and already if you're gonna move or not. Done. And then you're going to have a meeting with the 10 department directors. Everyone that's interested on that already posted a video about that. Okay? So who is interested? Then you're going to have a meeting with them. No more than 2 hours. So everyone going to work outside for 2 hours, and everyone going to work 2 hours inside. So you get like the 4th day of the camp to talk about that. They have to study, already know which department they want, have all the reports typed. Okay, you're not receiving people that don't have time, and they cannot have babies up to 4 years old. 4 and above only. 4 and above for them to be department directors. They can't have little ones right now. Okay, and not on a future years. So they need to be parents that have their own already and can adopt the others. They're not going to have babies, so they need to prove both of them are operated, right? So they want to have new babies because we need people really gonna focus, okay? That's for everyone, it's not only for schools, okay? If they want, they go and they adopt. They need at least 8 children, right, total. So they're gonna go in a process of adopting children. Okay? All right, that's really great, my friends. So you have the meeting, you have 10 couples to be the leaders during these 2 weeks and 10 couples to be the assistants, right? Okay, so that will be great. And you can make a decision right now or only after the 4 weeks. That's up to you. If you feel confident, just do it, get it done. Have your records book ready and sign. Everyone already know that they are. But if you're not really confident yet, you can wait because everyone's gonna be 4 weeks at home, right? 4 weeks at home to plant at their homes as well, right? Because that's very important for everyone. So make sure you already have those 10 couples. The best as possible already decide. Okay, these 10 couples, with all the rules and guidelines they have to offer, they also need to show that they typed the part. They're gonna send you an email with everything typed, titles, subtitles, in alphabetical order, everything. And they are going to present their department. So in one of these days, you already can schedule the presentation, okay? So let's say 4 minutes, right? 4 minutes, because a lot we can say 4 minutes for each couple, okay? All right, I think that is great. And of course, you're gonna make a chart. A chart gonna have like how they're outside, how they're inside, they're communicative or not, they are upwards, they're happy, they are polite, respect. So put all these items and make a check mark, okay? So at the end of these 2 weeks, you already decide who gonna be the ones that are leading or their assistants, okay? have these 10 department directors ready, approved, signed at your school records book. Great, we're doing great. Okay, the number 6 is the money, right? We have two different monies. It's the fee, because for me was my reality here. Because for me to move, to go to another location to offer this in another state, I need money for the hotel or for a vacation house, right? Sometimes cheaper. And I also need a fee for the registration because I was going to purchase those 10 panel drug test containers, right? So that's why I put a high fee there. You're gonna say, oh, that's crazy, because some countries that price is really crazy, but not for our reality here. So what you're gonna decide, you as a principal, okay? I'm talking about principal all the time because that's for private schools. But public schools need to do that too. So it's still the principal, the person in charge, needs to get these things organized, okay? And of course, get authorization for what is needed. So for the cleanup, for example, sorry, let me just open a parenthesis here. For the cleanup, for public schools, they cannot throw away all these electronics, all these toys that are negative, because many they were purchased with the district money, right? So the teachers have to see if the teacher bought something themselves or if it was a donation from these companies that give advertisement, free books to everyone and free bad toys, and they're not sustainable. So the teacher's gonna make a list of what they're throwing away, but with responsibility. And what they cannot throw away, everything that was purchased with the district money needs to be sent back to the district. They put in a deposit room or somewhere and they make a decision afterwards. Okay, so it's very important to make two lists. The teacher gonna sign the list they're throwing away or recycling, and the list they're going to send back to the district that they cannot throw away. That's up to the district to resolve, decide afterwards, okay? Gonna sign, date with a testimony, and then comes the principal and the secretary sign on the back, to make sure. And keep that paper. Keep the paper for all cleanups you're doing. For the library, the same thing. The librarian might already know, because some books, we already know. At least here where I am, we already know they were free, depend on the company, but some were purchased with the district public money, right? The same way, the librarian have to make a list. They get the high school students to help, middle schoolers. Even elementary students can help make a list, because that's going to be a long list, right? At least here we have huge libraries to clean up, okay? Okay, so for everything else, you're going to do exactly the same. For the kitchen, for the classrooms, I already said, for the office. Some people have things hung all over everywhere. So I'm going to make the list. I think for security reasons, let me make an improvement here. We are not, the principal and the secretary are not signing after the teachers. The teachers, the librarian, the person in charge of the kitchen, gonna sign, have a testimony, that's their helper usually, right? Or a volunteer that goes there often, sign and done, okay? For public schools, okay? Private schools don't need that, okay? They just do it. If it's positive, it's positive, it's negative, it's negative. The list with all the details, with all information you need, for you to understand the concept, they are already posted. Okay? All right. So that's the cleanup for public schools and private schools, because everyone needs to clean up now in July. Now in July to get ready for August, for everything to be already organized. School that needs to move now. Hurry up and move, okay? Principals that live far away from their workspace, if they want to continue there, they have to move. They want to be a teacher because they cannot be leaders. People that were leaders before, principals and things, they cannot be leaders again. They need to give chance to other people, unless they just got a position. Then it's okay, like up to 4 months or maybe even 8 months, depending on the position, the person. But people that are long time, more than a year, 2 years in a leading position, no, they're going to renew, give position to others. Okay? All right. So this was for the update, right? Clean up for public and private schools. So let's say that's the number 6, right? Clean up for public and private schools. Okay. So number 7. The number 7, it's 2 things. What will be recycled and what will be sent to trash. All right, depending on the country you are, trash, it's easy, but recycle is not. You have to pass miles, kilometers and kilometers to go to a place to recycle things. Books, you can already send to trash. Why is that? They have a lot of print and ink, and it takes way too much chemicals to process this recycling. So just please send everything to the trash and done. Okay? If it's plastics, you can take apart very quick. The older students can have screwdrivers, take the battery out and send the battery in a plastic bag. Okay? Just for us to help with this process, because many countries have incinerators and we don't want to put batteries in there. They have a special way of doing that separately, okay? So we won't be mixing plastic with books and with batteries, okay? Let's be reasonable, all right? For all electric items that many classrooms have all these things, and kitchens, just cut the wire to avoid them getting trapped and combined. Okay, the only thing that you're not throwing away, if you have, is the very good blenders, because the blender is going to be kept for high school and also adult education, for them to make soap, even middle schoolers as well, for them to make soaps and few things to be used at the house. Clothes detergent, okay, you're going to plant those plants and make those things with them, because remember, this is an education for life. So they have to learn even how to make clothes, how to make soap, clothes detergent, and all these other things, okay? So that's the only thing you're keeping. And of course, if you're in a place that you don't have a net and have way too many mosquitoes, if the fan is the only way you can have some circulation of air, keep one fan there. But if you have AC, you don't need a fan, okay? Just put all these fans and humidifiers and all these things, all not needed. People get cured being outside of the gardens, okay? All right, my friends, we're doing really great. So for all these electronics, take the batteries out, cut the wires, and send them out. Okay, so you're done and good. You have 2 days, remember, up to 6 o'clock in the afternoon of the second day. All right? Okay. Okay, number 8 is the food. We have many different realities in our planet, right? That's for sure. Okay, so you're going to do what is the most sustainable and positive according to reality. If you have a lot of processed food, you're going to use now, so you don't keep for August, because August we are going to start clean for sure, right? Everything clean. We're going to tell you the weeks, because we're going to stay 4 weeks at home, right? 4 weeks of August, we're going to stay home. Okay, so if you have, depending, you're not keeping anything in a freezer, because we're going to eat fresh food, a lot of fresh food. So if you have any processed food in a freezer or fridge, let's use them now and get renewed. If you have, for example, some fruits, frozen fruits, without any sugar, then it's okay. You can keep when school will be back. That's okay. All right, fruits only, because we are not keeping other things, such as beans in those big cans, like cooked vegetables or soups, or whichever you have, because some schools like United States, they have a lot of processed food, huge freezers, like they're real, like living rooms, right? So you're not going to have that. Make sure you're ready, use everything, okay? And what you're gonna purchase? You're gonna purchase what you're gonna use for when we come back, that you can already purchase. And of course, for the families that are eating there this time. So you have to focus on what it's grown at your state, okay? And you can even purchase some grains, right? For 2 or 4 months just to start with, because you need the vegetables to grow, right? 2 months is too little, sorry. You can have 4 or 8 months of grain. That's okay, just to start up until your own is produced, right? Because every school gonna be a farm, right? Every school need to be kind of a farm. If it's in the middle of the city or not, that is something to see. Because depending on the number of students, you can register that school to be reasonable, okay? All right. So go ahead and you can purchase what? From your own country, the best as possible, what you can buy. Beans, lentils, okay? Some grains, because we're gonna need protein until our chickens are grown and until our dark greens are grown for protein, right? So that's okay. But not veggies, salads, nothing of that. We're gonna eat fresh. Okay, so that's the food. You're gonna see and you're gonna talk to the departments, because they're going to be in charge. They're gonna be the owners. These 10 couples that you are choosing, they're gonna be the owners, right? So they have to make decisions together. They have to talk about and have good ideas together, what's the most positive and sustainable. All right? Okay. So you can keep purchasing, because in 2 weeks of summer camp, you cannot do all these things. You can get organized, all right? And purchase the food you need for now and for afterwards. All right. Okay, so now let's talk about the price. Okay, so every school have a different reality. Some in the middle of nowhere in a rural area. Some have a lot of money. They're in rich locations and with great parents paying a lot. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna see what's reasonable, okay? According to your reality. All right, so this fee is to cover what? To cover the food, right? To cover the 10 panel drug test. Basically, it's that. And some garden tools and seeds, right? The garden items, because you can already place. We're gonna need. Go ahead. You have to get the wood for many garden beds. Okay, we're going to have garden beds without a frame as well, but it's important to have them ready. Okay, so you need at least a half of this land that you need for the planting gonna be in garden beds. Why is that? Because you really know they are there, and you're gonna separate which class gonna plant in how many, according to their age, as I said, how much they eat, okay? All right. No one gonna be repeating, we know that, but the preschool and the elementary, they have breakfast as well. You have to calculate that, okay? So they eat one more day. They eat 5 meals a day, and everyone else eat 4 meals a day, okay? So you're gonna calculate all this, and you don't want to be too tight. You need extra land, extra community gardens to make sure you have enough in case it's needed, right? And also some food for the festivals. So you have to calculate all and the staff members, right? The staff that work there. So you're gonna estimate, let's say that a half of the people that gonna be working with you gonna eat at your location, a half gonna be eating another location, such as the university or adult education that they study. Okay? All right. Okay. So you have all this calculated. The wood needs to be hardwood. Can be timbers, can be logs, depending on the region. If you have scorpions in an area, you're not going to have logs. You need straight timbers. Okay? That will be easy to do, or you do in bricks. If you are in a rural area, the best is to do with bricks. Okay? If you're close to woods, close to places that have snakes or scorpions or spiders or anything like that, you need to be safe, my friends. Our main objective is to be 100% safe at all times for everything we do. So what you're going to do? Get bricks. Instead of hardwood, get bricks. And you're going to cover them in a really thick for them to last millenniums. Okay? And not crack in a few years. Okay, so you're gonna cover them with concrete. So you're gonna need cement, you're gonna need the sand, you're gonna need, right? All these calculations. Get all the students, middle school, high school, parents can help you calculate. And 0.5% of this land you need, do it with bricks. Okay, all right. The fruit tree is going to be around, all right? So they are not framed. The fruit trees, nuts, trees for nuts. The seeds is different because sometimes they can be, for example, for sunflowers. So, you're going to plant them in different places along the year, right? Some of them grow all the time. Okay, so the fruit trees take a lot of room. All right, a lot of room. So you have to calculate them mature, right? How much space you need because it's going to be a farm. Every school going to be a farm, with exception of the preschools. They're going to be everywhere close to every residential community because the kids eat a little bit and they don't need all these things, right? Okay, so the price you are asking for the parents is just for this basic thing for them to help there because they're helping, right, for these 2 weeks. And then this other money for all this garden and the bed frames and everything else, you see if you have or if you can get a donation from business owners of material or donation of money, right? Okay, so you can build the best as possible. The other thing, yes, I'm gonna make an improvement. For the trees, you have the trees on the, they need a lot of space, as I said, right? You're not going to frame them. Some trees, though, that's an improvement. They do need to have compost close to them. Some types of lemon, you cannot scrape under. For some reason, they need that for bacteria growth, for them to have that environment with bacteria. If you scrape some lemons under some lemons, they produce less. Okay, so you're gonna make all this study. Get all the teens that can go on a computer and parents that know about already, or they can research and see which other trees this happen. Okay, because they need that. All right. So you're going everything else for the beds. You're gonna make the beds. What the area you can live, it's even for schools in a case, you're not going to have open areas because they're hard to keep, so everything gonna be framed with hardwood or with bricks, okay, proper bricks covering a very thick concrete, okay? So it's not 50% because I really don't know, depends on your area because some of them I need a lot of place for these fruit trees, okay? Fruit trees also can have this space, a large bed around them. For what reason? To keep bacteria, because there are very few of them. I don't know, maybe some coconut or some others that might not like. They like more sandy soil. So make a research so you can do really a great plan and a great implementation of these works. Very important. Study well, have 2 weeks. Focus and get organized. Purchase what you need and get everything already implemented at your school. No, sorry, I say school all the time, but in reality it's educational sites. There's 4 types of educational sites you're going to have and no other, okay? All right, so you need the number 10, update number 10. So you're going to have above ground sprinklers, okay? So because you're going to be 4 weeks at home, right? So we can plant at home because that's very important. So get everything organized. Plant the most as possible. Already transplant and give spacing to all the plants. Put already mulch, mix well, do everything you can in those 2 weeks. Because after that, they're going to be in sprinklers. And you really need a timer, okay? A timer. And in many countries are available, because some countries rain too much right now. We're in summer, right? North Hemisphere in summer, so it rains. Some countries, states of some countries rain a lot. But they have rain... forgot the name now, rain measures, right? So if the timer, if rains too much, they are not going to set up the sprinklers. Forgot the word right now, okay? I have no time to search up, sorry. So you can do that and already purchase the good ones instead of batteries if they are available at your city, or you can purchase online, because you may have to make sure they arrive much before the end of these 2 weeks, because you have to test them, make sure they're working, right? You're not going to get them at the last day, all right? So you get this timer and you put this timer with timers made out of solar panels, okay? Solar panels, that's very important, okay? All right, and this rain, measure it as well. If you have already if they don't have solar panel, don't purchase, because we're going to make those things we need afterwards, right? And many children are going to be watering themselves afterwards, but for now you need a good place to have them water, because when you're going to come back after these 4 weeks, you have food to already offer. Going to be a real gift, right? Everything going to be grown a lot. So, but you don't want them to die, so get organized, okay? All right, so that was the number 10, sprinklers, plantings, and everything already organized, set up, and planted, and tested. Make sure those sprinklers are working. Okay, the number 11 is the background check. Already get it done, get it organized, ask for every parent. They have to do that. Very important. They're going to be needed anyways. Why is that? Because we have families coming from different places, okay? If they have a problem in the past, it's okay, but at least you're going to know. And these new owners, these 10 department directors, going to know and pay more attention, of course, on those that did something bad in the past. Because we are going to receive families from other states, other countries, right? Many people already moving. But they have to do background check with fingerprint, okay? Very, very important, all right? Okay, now the number 12, that's the documentation. So every department director couple needs to fill up the form, the yes form, with all their items. How many years they have been polite, respectful, wear bad clothes, say good words, studying, right, or volunteering, being kind to their children, and so on. It's quite a few pages. So they have to fill out, because that's a great thing that you, as a principal, and everyone at this room that's going to decide, it's a very important how many points each couple got, okay? We're not counting the children, because parents going to have children from orphanages, their own, and we're not counting children. We're just focusing this yes form only with the couple. How long they have been married, because a couple that is married for quite a few years is different than someone that just got married. So these count points, okay? So that's a number 12. Number 13 is the 10-panel drug test for everyone that's 14 years old and older, okay? 14 years old and older. If the parents don't pass the test for marijuana or for anything else, their younger children need to do it as well. Doesn't matter if they are 8 or 6 or 4, everyone of the whole family needs to do. Why? For safety. For safety. Look, but here it is. Your child is negative for cannabis, right? For marijuana. How happened? So, maybe the parent is smoking close by. So if any of the parents or grandparents did not pass the test, every child, even infant, needs to take it as well, okay? All right, it's very simple, done in a few minutes and done. Okay, the other thing is for every sleepy child, you see something is not right, in 2 days, they need to do it right away in 2 days. Why we give 2 days? Because you can have a little look, a little better, no more than 2 days. So the parents are resting because there's really a lot of things. Maybe they're shy, so that's, you have to observe, so they have 1 more day to catch up. Okay? Okay, why we are not giving more days for a sleepy child? Because you might not know if the child is shy or not. Why? Because they might have some medicine. The parents might give them medicine, because we know nowadays people even give, for example, Tylenol for children that are hyper. Why? Because parents don't want to bring their children outside. They don't know that outside is so important, or they're lazy to go outside and play. So we're not giving the 3rd day to this family. So what you're going to tell them? Say, look, talk to your child so tomorrow they can talk and play with everyone, otherwise going to need a test. But if they continue sleepy, do it right away on a 2nd day, okay? It's very simple. And for infants, look online, because I don't explain here, but it's simple as well, okay? But there is a way you can do for infants as well, right at the school. Make sure they drink lots of water, and during those 4 hours they're there, for sure these infants are gonna take this test, all right? They can even put on a diaper. They're gonna show you how to do it, okay? Okay, so number 14. The number 14 will be the sign-ups. Okay, so you're going to tell the parents that they already have to sign up according to their interest, if they want to be department director or not, but already which team they want to join, right? So they can focus on that area and work. So the biggest team going to be the planting, the food, right? Is the department number 5, but you need other teams as well to help the organization, such as the country, right? The Department of United Countries, for them to send proposals and notice to other people, neighbors, friends, their own government leaders. So we need the construction department have a lot of work to do to check, improve, and see how much gonna be remodeled, So you need people for all those departments. So you're gonna have sign-ups according to the number of families that you're receiving. So for example, 4 families for each department until all of them are full, and then you can accept more people to other departments. Or and you also have to see according to your reality. For example, your structure is perfect, right? You don't have dry walls, because dry walls need to be filled out with concrete. So if you're in a country that already have masonry, everything built with proper bricks, then it's okay. You don't have to do the filling of the walls. But in quite a few countries now, they're doing drywall, and we cannot have that for millenniums, all right? So you have to see according to your reality what the teams can have more than 4 families each. Because if you have 4, it's already 40 families that you give attention. You need to get organized, you need to have meetings and everything else, okay? So, and make space according to your reality for these sign-ups for the parents. Married couples, right? That will be the department directors. Okay, on the top of these sign-ups, you're gonna put for 2 couples, family number 1 and family number 2, for those that are interested in being the department director of that department. You put the title of the department on top, okay? After these 2 first families, then for regular families that are interested to help, but they're not interested of being a department director, okay? So you already know, you pass a strong line after the 2 families, pass a strong line, okay? So you're gonna follow my basic sign up as I did before with date and time. I'm gonna put here very quick to you for you to have a look, okay? And at the end, you need a little space just for them to put the first name of their child. They're gonna show you, okay? Just the first name and age between parentheses. So you have an idea, okay? All right, we're doing great. Okay, so the other thing is for documentation, right? So that's the number 15. For all documentation I asked, it's very important for them to do everything. The most important, you're gonna do it, the 10-panel drug test. They sell very cheap in the United States, so if you can get cheap transportation fee, it might be worth it, because they sell packets, at least in some countries. I know in one of the countries, very, very expensive to do, or you have to go really, really far away, to do those tests. So you can purchase, even that you have to figure out, how much will be to send to your country, but might be worth it for you to purchase. I don't know which countries are making them, but I know the United States is quite cheap compared to the price that we have to pay here. So search it up, okay? All right. Okay, so for those 2 families that I said they can sign up on the top, they can only sign up if they have everything done. The dentist clear form, the doctor clear form, right? Everything. They don't have tattoos, and they get a lot of points on the yes form, right? All these things. If their children are also good at school, right? So you need the best couple. So leave them blank, for 2 days or so, because the families that are already signed up on this same page, they're gonna fill out the top as soon as they have all documentation. What you don't want is to put someone there that don't have all the documentation completed. They need the proof of address, they need the proof of their study, that they are at the university, or they are have university course completed. So for you to make the best, all right? for you to make the best choice so they can sign up. I think that's a good way, right? Or the other way, it's everyone just sign up. Everyone just sign up. Yeah, I think that will be bad. I'm very sorry, so I'll make an improvement here. And on the side, you start checking what the family already brought. And with the days, you're going to see who is the best. Not only with the documentation, but also on the other things I told you earlier, how they are with people, if they're enthusiastic, because we don't want anybody grumpy. We don't want anybody that is not communicative, okay? So you're just going to make your list, and the list they sign up, all right? Okay, we're doing really great. And the number 16, it's the records they're going to do of the organization departments, okay? So they are going to, the department they are choosing, and with the presentation. Sorry, I'm just writing here. So they have to type everything about the department according to all these videos we have posted with titles, subtitles, and prepare 4 minutes, I think, right? 4 to 6 minutes per couple. Let's put 6, right? Because that's really important. 6 minutes. Because that also counts a lot. Okay, so you are going to accept 2 couples from each department to do their presentation. Plan the presentation in a special moment, outside, under the trees, with the other most important parents. Because I don't know how big is your school, but you cannot invite everyone, it's not needed. But if you think also it's all right, if you have an auditorium where people can hear them, you can invite more families. So you're going to see according to your reality how you can do that. Are you going to invite only those 20 couples, right? 2 from each department? Or you're going to present them to the whole community, if you have a place for them to sit, a cafeteria, or I don't know, because if it's outside, it's hard to hear too many people. So you're going to see what's the most reasonable, what's the most positive, because you want to do things in a good way for everyone to feel good about the decisions you're making. We don't want to hurt anyone. That's not our objective. We want to be happy about, enthusiastic about. And everyone that's applying also to be really willing to work with kindness and happiness and acceptance and be willing to help, because they can be helpers and help a lot as well, right? Okay, so you got those couples to present. So everyone finished their presentation. You have these 2 hours to all these groups to present. The parents that you have chosen, they can make points, let's choose. You can choose not from the same department, other parents, right? They can put their points, how many points they think, instead of you making a decision alone, you're going to help the community will help you to make a decision. So they get points. Right? Make those little charts and you can spread out. Okay? All right. So we're doing great here. Have the presentations, and then I think on the next day you make a decision. All right? And you can open for people to say a few words. You can open, not too long. So if you have 2 hours, right? Let's open maybe 20 minutes, and the families that want to say something, comment something, they have 1 minute each, right? Because I think that's good, right? Like positive things. So on the day of the couple's presentation, you can also have you can have the end of the time, because you have 2 hours inside, right? Or 2 hours outside. If the meeting is outside, it's outside. If the meeting inside, it counts as inside time. So until the end of these 2 hours, you can have other parents to say something. Look, this person did something I thought was so special, was so good, or this person did that, Not to be talking about those 2 weeks, because you don't want to do that, because some people might be just showing off. It's not who they really are. But can be people, look, I know this person for 5 or 10 years. It has been a great teacher to my child, or a great parent of this other, of this other student, or something like that, okay? Or this person or that person, all right. So the other thing is that if a principal or another leader of the school have no other option, then it's okay to be a department director. But we want to avoid that, because some people are in a leading position for a long, long time, right? So they can lead other things in other places. I think that's good. Instead of staying the same, some people are principals for 5, 10, 20 years, right? So they can go do the same, but if no one else available in another location, right? To give opportunity to others. I think that's reasonable. It's good for us to renew as well. Okay. So you got your presentation, got the parents, and you're also going to receive people from other countries, other states, that they're going to be part of that as well, right? The positions available are going to be online. We talk about this in another video. So for everyone to be ready, okay? All right, so you're going to put there. As soon as you decide one or another, you're going to put online, because the people can also move to get these positions, all right? Buy your records book before the first day of cleanup, because you need write small, not too big, but very clearly written, and a few objective points, right? So today we did this and that. Today that many people came and signed up. In a very few words. Today we had a meeting, with department directors, and you get their signature, okay? Get their signature. Of course, not the entire community, but the families that are most important for you. The families that you believe gonna stay there and be one of those department directors, the most important, positive families, okay? So get their signature. Always get signatures after each day, at the end of the day. So you stop your activities like 20 minutes before, 5:40, 5:20, already sit with them, They can have dinner before or after that, but already write down the minutes of the day. And in simple objective points, get their signature, their date, and name. So first they write their names, a signature, date. I talk about in another video how to be done with this and can fit everyone. So 10 people, for a very special meeting. This meeting they put 20, okay? That you believe will be the department directors. Okay, so basically it's that in a few words. And make a chart for each person. Okay, this chart gonna be many lines, many little squares, right? So they get points on this, they get points on that. If I have time, I make that. But you can do yourself as I'm explaining here, gonna be really great. So do one for each couple, okay? So they get a plus with that, or they get a minus with that. They get 2, 5 plus, how many points they're getting with things. And you're gonna see what they did before, how they were before, and also how they are in these recent days. As I said, we don't want people that are showing off on these 2 weeks because they know they can have that position. We need people that are good for years, right? That are polite, respectful, kind, happy, enthusiastic for years. Those are the people. Because to learn about the department, they can learn with rare exception. For example, for the builders, then it's different. They need study. So you have to see what you need most for each department. What's the item that's most needed, okay? The other thing is that you're not accepting other families from the neighborhood for these 2 weeks, because you don't know them, unless they're applying really for a position that you're going to consider, if they have very good reference, at least very good 4 references. Because if you have strangers at your school, at your educational site, you have to make sure what they have, how they have, who those references are from, check those references, okay? So all this counts. All right, my friends, so I think that's good. Check our videos, and for typing the information, the parents can have help from the middle school students and high school students, their own parents, right, the grandparents. They can go to local libraries when they're free. They can type at school. So you're just going to do really the best you can. The other thing is that can be like a game, not a stress. Oh, let's see who's going to type more, because some kids are really fast. You can put the documents on Google Doc and they can type by itself. So they just have to organize which of those things gonna be a new objective points and which one gonna be the title. But it's very easy. You go and do Google Docs. It is called voice typing. Okay, I'm going to explain another video because then other people can use that as well, right? Okay, my friends, so thank you so much. I really appreciate your cooperation. Let's get organized and be ready, right, for us to plant food at our homes as well, our residential communities, okay? So thank you so much for your cooperation, and I talk to you soon. Have a blessed special day. Okay, depending how hard it is and how much you have to do for your school, you can have one day water fun time. How that works? Every child gonna bring just children for this first time, okay? No teens, no adults. Let's see how it goes just for children, because we need to be careful with rules and guidelines. They're important. Okay, so they can bring a very small towel, like a hand-sized towel, and their bathing suit, and they can play, because you have to water the gardens anyways, right? So you can get the hose and water them, they're gonna be having some fun. That will be great, right? And then afterwards, when everything is organized and everything on the website, then it's okay for older teens, for older children, teens as well. But for now, let's say until 10 years old or so, right? They can bring a bathing suit and have fun. All right, I think we're doing great. Have fun and work and, have a new life. Talk to you soon. Thank you.